Hello, today we are going to cover a very important topic in our data visualization and storytelling course, and that is smart narratives. And here we will cover how we can develop these smart narratives in Power BI. Okay. So, by definition, what is a smart narrative? So, smart narratives is a textual summary, or you can see that it's a data-driven storyteller, okay, of any report or group of charts that you can use for easy analysis of some data trends, okay. And a smart narrative can be based on all the visuals on a Power BI report page, or you can create a smart narrative for a single visual, okay. Now, when to use these smart narratives, okay, or we can say that what are some use cases of smart narratives. All right, so smart narratives can be used to customize the text summary by adding the user's own insight with dynamic values. uh, Smart narratives are outcomes of AI or artificial intelligence that can be used to map text to some fields. Smart narratives can be used with natural language to define a new measure for a text based summary. You can use smart narrative to add textual, easy to read and understand information to any data or report. You can use a smart narrative to add calculations without using the DAX, which is the formula language used in Power BI. You can use a smart narrative to show values as current, specify decimal places, and include separators for big numbers like thousands. You can use smart narratives to use previously defined values and save them for regular usage. Now remember that a smart narratives, it gives a quick text summary of visual and report, okay, and it can also provide you some innovative, customizable insights. The a smart narrative, it addresses key takeaways, and it can provide you the data trends and invisible insights, formatting for a specific type of audiences. And a small narrative gets refreshed with every update and access. Okay, so as I discussed earlier that a smart narrative can be created for a single visual on the Power BI report page, or you can create a smart narrative for a whole page of all the visuals that are included in a Power BI report page. Now here to demonstrate this, I am going to use a completed Power BI example. Okay, this Power BI example actually analyzes some sales data. So let's open up the Power BI file. Okay, let me first explain to you what I'm going to do. So what I will be doing is that I will on the report, no, on the products page of the report, I will be going onto the report canvas, and then in the visualization pane I will select the smart narrative icon to automatically generate a summary of all the visualization on this report page. So let's open the Power BI file. Okay, this is my Power BI file. Now what I will do is that I will go to this products page. Here you can see multiple visualizations already created on this Power BI report page. So what I will do is that I will go to the right hand side in my visualization pane. Okay, and here you see the smart narrative. So when I click this smart narrative, you will see that this smart narrative will be added to my Power BI report page. Okay, let's give it some time to generate this. Okay, now you can see that this sorry, let's just extend it. Okay, so if when we extend it, okay, okay, all right, so now this narrative is developed. Okay, now you can see that this narrative is based on all of the visuals on the page. Okay, so for example, you can see that the smart narrative has automatically generated a summary of the report's visual that address various important variables such as revenue, website visits, and sales. You will also notice that Power BI has automatically analyzed the trends to show that revenue and visits have both grown. It has even calculated the growth, which in this case is 72%. Okay, in the next step, I'm going to show you that how we can create a smart narrative for a single visual. So the step that we follow in order to do that is that we right click the visual and select summarize. Okay, and you can also choose to pin the summary to the report page. Now let me go back to my Power BI file. I will go to my Power BI file, and now I am on the transaction report page. Okay, so what I will do is that I am going to click on my scatter chart graphic. Okay, here I click the scatter chart graphic. Okay, and what I do is that I just click on summarize. So when I click on summarize, you can see that the Power BI has automatically inserted a smart narrative, okay, that actually summarizes a single visual, that is my scatter chart, that describes transaction by region and city. You will notice that the Power BI has analyzed the data and shown which city or region has the highest revenue per transaction and the highest number of transactions. The smart narrative also shows the expected range of values for these metrics. You can also see that most cities produce less than $45 per transaction and have fewer than 10 transactions. Alright, in the next step I will show you how to edit the summary shown by the smart narratives. So the smart narrative summary is actually highly customizable, and you can add it or add to the existing text by using the text box commands, as you can do in any other Microsoft application such as Microsoft Word. Okay, so for example, you can make the text bold or change its color, similar to what you do in Word, Excel, or PowerPoint. Right now, to customize the summary or add your own insights, you can also use dynamic values. You can map text to existing fields and measures, or you can also use natural language to define a new measure to map to text. For example, to add information about the number of returned items in this file, you can add a value. Okay, so as you type a value name, you can choose from a list of suggestions, as you do in a question and answer visual. Okay, so remember, in a question and answer visual, as soon as you start typing something, Power BI automatically detects that probably what you are trying to find, and it provides you suggestions. So you can pick the text that you want from this from the suggestion. And in addition to asking questions of your data in a question and answer visual, you can now create your own calculation without even using the DAX, the data analysis and expression language. In addition, you can also format the dynamic values. For example, in this file, I will show you that you can show the values as currency, specify decimal places, and choose a separator for 1000. Now, to format a dynamic value, what you need to do is that you need to select the value in the summary to see your editing options on the review tab, or in the text box next to the value that you want to edit, you can select the edit button. Now let me open up the Power BI file to show you how this can be done. Okay, so here we are in our Power BI file, and I have opened up the smart narrative I just created. You will notice that there is an added box open right on top of the Power BI report page. You will also notice that there is a review tab as well. So you can use this review tab to review, delete, or reuse previously defined values. Okay, so what you need to do is that you need to select the plus sign to insert the value into the summary, and you can also show automatically generated values by turning on the options at the bottom of the review tab. Now let's see how we can do this. Okay, so here we are in our Power BI file on the transaction page. Okay, so let's see that how we can actually edit the narrative summary. Okay, so let's see that I have selected this particular text. Okay, so what I can do is that I can actually convert it into bold. Okay, and for example, if I want to change it into italic, I can do that. Okay, here is the font color. If I want to change the font color, I can change the font color as well. For example, if I want to change the font color into blue, here is the blue color. Okay, so this is how we can edit the narrative summary. Now if we want, we can also add some of our own insight into this narrative summary. So for example, if I want to find out that what was the number of online sales transactions. So I can say that the number of online sales transactions is, and then I will click on value. Okay, here I will type transactions. Okay, and let's type it again, transactions. Okay, so here I select the online sales transactions. Okay, as soon as select it, okay, it tells me that the result is 4094. That is the number of online sales transaction is 4094. If I want, I can actually select the format of this value as well, but right now I believe that the format of this value is okay, so I will click save. As soon as I click save, you can see that it shows me that the number of online sales transaction is 4094. As I discussed earlier, there is a review tab as well. The review tab is used to review the values that you have actually inserted in this narrative. So if I click on review, it will show me that I have created these two values. It's showing me two values because I created a value before, but then I deleted it. So this is the value 2 that I have just created it. So if I just click on it, it will give me an option that I can edit it. So when I click on edit, it will take me back to the tab where I created the value. Here I can change the format or maybe the number that I want, whatever I want to do. So if I don't want to change anything, I will just click save. Otherwise I will make changes, and then I will click the save button, and I will go back to our narrative summary. Okay, the next thing I would like to talk about is the visual interactions. Remember that a narrative summary is dynamic. All right, it automatically updates the generated text and dynamic values when you cross filter. So for example, if you select electronics product in the Power BI file, okay, the donut chart, the rest of the report is automatically cross filtered, and the summary is also cross filtered to focus on the electronics product. Okay, so let's go to the Power BI file and see how this works. So we are in this Power BI file, and in this donut chart you can see that there are multiple products. For example, outdoor, jigsaw puzzle, electronics, board games, Lego. And on the right hand side you see our summary narrative. The summary narrative summarizes all the data on this Power BI report page. Now let's see if I just click on this electronics. Okay, so as soon as I click on electronics, you will see that all the visuals on this Power BI report page are automatically updated to show the values related to the electronics product sales only. Okay, so in this case, okay, after I click on the electronics only, you will see that the visits and revenues have different trends. Okay, so the summary text is automatically updated to reflect the trends. Okay, the count of returns values, okay, is automatically updated to $4196. Okay, and empty summaries can also be updated when you cross filter. Now if we just click on our donut chart again, all the products are selected, and you will see that the summary narrative is automatically updated and cross filtered because now all the products are included in this narrative summary. Okay, and in the end I would like to show you that how you can add a smart narrative icon to a visual. Okay, so this is basically an optional. You can add this smart narrative icon into the header of a visual. Okay, and when you click on this icon, it will trigger an on-demand summary of this visual into which you have added the smart narrative icon. Okay, you can add this smart narrative icon for accessibility purposes. Okay, for example, to announce the result to any assistive technology. Okay, now how you can enable it on a particular visual. So let's go back to our Power BI file, and here what I have done is that I have selected our scatter chart. Now after selecting the scatter chart, you can go onto the right hand side and click on format your visual. When you click on the format your visual, the next option that you will select is the header icons. You expand the header icon option. Okay, when you extend the header icon option, you go down and then you extend the icons option, and when you extend the icon options, in the end you see this option of the smart narratives. As soon as you click this smart narrative option from off to on, you will see that a smart narrative icon has been added to this particular visual, and when you click on this smart narrative, you will see that it automatically provides you a summary narrative of this particular visualization. Okay folks, so that's all for creating the smart narratives in Power BI. I hope that you have learned what a smart narrative is, where the smart narratives can be used, okay, how smart narratives can be developed for a single visual, how smart narratives can be developed for a complete Power BI report page, and how you can add a smart narrative icon to a particular visual to get an on-demand summary of that particular visual. Thank you very much for watching.